31 of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm Rombone. Thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody's doing good out there, staying safe, all that good shit. And thank you again for tuning in. The support every week, week in and week out, is super dope, super appreciated. Shout out to everybody hustling at their place of work, fucking employment, whatever, right now, listening to the show to pass a little bit of time. Shout out to everybody playing video games right now. Shout out to everybody just chilling at the crib, maybe cleaning. Just shout out to fucking everybody that's tuned in right now. We live, we kicking it, and we here. And let's get right into new music releases. We got to start off with the Monstar Clique with Game Ain't Safe. They dropped the video for it, and now the single is out on all the DSPs. Monstar Clique, Project Born, Light, Aunt G, Schizo, Straight Jacket, all on this track for Game Ain't Safe. They dropped the video. The single is out everywhere. I believe this is the first single off the Monstar album, and it looks like they're going to be calling it Monstar Clique officially. So be on the lookout for that shit and go peep that song if you ain't checked it out yet. We got new Strife. He dropped his new single, Dot Strife, a.k.a. Young Strife. His new single, Favorite Little Spoon, is out now. He dropped the video for it as well. Go peep that shit if you ain't checked it out already. And then we got a new EP from Outerspace. Outerspace Planetary Crypto War Child dropped a new 4-pack called Lost Angels, which is a dope title just in general, whether it be for a project as it is in this case or a song title. Lost Angels, that's a fire title. Again, it's a 4-pack. If you're familiar with Vinnie Paz, Army of the Pharaohs, then you already know about Outerspace and how these dudes bring it. These dudes are dope as fuck. This is their first, I'm pretty sure it's their first like project since 2015. They've been dropping singles, but they haven't dropped an EP or an album since 2015 with My Brother's Keeper. So it's been almost 8 years since My Brother's Keeper came out from Crypto War Child Planetary, known as Outerspace. So go peep that shit if you like that real underground backpack, boom bap, hip hop. Those dudes always bring it. And then everything we just talked about is up on the Weekly Bumps playlist. Go follow that shit on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. Links can be found at beneathdirt.com. Updated weekly. This week we got everything we just talked about. We got some Oh the Horror, ICP, Young Wicked, Low Key, Intrinsic, Dayton Family, Snoop, Tear the Club Up Thugs, Misery, and a whole bunch more up on the Weekly Bumps playlist. So go give that shit a follow. Now, I know you're saying, but what about Violent J shit? What about Clown Blood? Well, we here. We live. Kicking it into the Psychopathic news section. Violent J did drop, count 'em, the second single in just as many weeks. Last week he dropped Some Good Pussy. This past Friday he dropped Clown Blood up on the DSPs. Bloody Sunday's supposed to be dropping a Juggalo Day. We now know there is no official Juggalo Day weekend that ICP is doing. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But Clown Blood is dropping this Juggalo Day weekend, which should be, the 17th is on a Friday, so Bloody Sunday could drop on the 17th. What are the chances of the 17th Juggalo Day being on a fucking Friday? Right? But Clown Blood is out, and I gotta say, it's probably the best sounding single yet from Jay that he has dropped off Bloody Sunday. And the cover art is fucking fire. This is probably the best cover art yet, too. You got a clown with his leg missing. And you got the clown blood coming out with all the rainbow colors. That shit is hard, man. Love the cover art for the single too. And again, probably in my opinion, the best sounding single for the album that has dropped yet. And it's been 5 singles that have dropped. You know, In the Hole made its way to YouTube last week because they were selling the Some Good Pussy single. And on the CD single, there was a second song taken from Violent J's upcoming solo LP Bloody Sunday called In the Hole. And that is up on YouTube. And that is almost on some Good Pussy type vibes, type shit. More acoustic guitars, more singing from Jay. You know, when I first heard that Violent J was putting out Bloody Sunday, and I don't remember, or if I just made the shit up, that they said that the Bloody Sunday album was going to be dark and wicked. But the singles that we've gotten so far don't really feel like that. When somebody says they're putting out some dark, wicked shit, I expect dark, eerie, creepy sounding shit. And we really haven't got that with the Bloody Sunday singles. But the subject matter, and I think that's really what ICP means a lot of the time when they talk about the shit being dark and wicked, is the actual subject matter of the songs. So if you're expecting dark and wicked sounding shit, I don't think Bloody Sunday is going to be that. We haven't really got that yet. Outside of the song where it's the sequel to the dead one. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. But it's not sounding dark and wicked like I thought it was going to be. I got to remember, just because it's the wicked shit, it technically doesn't have to sound dark and wicked, right? It technically doesn't. If the subject matter is on the wicked shit, on that horrorcore type stuff, I mean, that's what it all boils down to, right? So yeah, those are my initial vibes so far, or thoughts going into the Bloody Sunday album. So we've got 5 singles so far from Violent J. Like, the album's done. I've been saying the album's done since it was announced at Hollow Wicked and the Bloody Sunday show. Like, I've been saying the album's done. We've got 5 singles. I know there's doubters and all that shit out there. Bruh, 5 fucking singles. Like, the album's done. I gotta believe that it's coming out on Juggalo Day, like they said. So yeah, technically 3 new singles in a week from Violent J, with Some Good Pussy, In the Hole, and Clown Blood. So yeah, the album is coming. I got a feeling. And then last week we were talking about the 20th anniversary of Zug Izland's Cracked Tiles, and that Zug Izland had announced on their social media pages that they would be doing an interview with Violent J talking about the album. This past weekend, that interview dropped on ICP's YouTube page, or the Psychopathic YouTube page. I forget which one it is specifically, but it's up. And it's Violent J shooting the shit with Mike P and G-Man Sin of Zug Izland about the Cracked Tiles album. And like I said, man, this album is a bona fide classic. Straight up. I can't believe it's been 20 years since the album dropped. And it was dope listening to them just talk about the album, talking about Cracked Tiles and how great of an album it is, because it is. And hearing the behind the scenes into the making of the songs. You know, there was a couple songs where they didn't remember even making them. And then other songs where they could get into super detail about how the song came about and all that shit. I forget what song it was, but Mike P said one of the songs he had wrote in like 92 or 93 or something like that. So that was a wild little tidbit of info. Definitely recommend checking that shit out. Violent J did say that there was a 20th anniversary edition of Cracked Tiles coming out. That's going to be dope. He says it's going to be with bonus tracks and all that shit. So be on the lookout for a re-release of Zug Izland's Cracked Tiles. the classic album, classic album from Zug Izland, written by Violent J. Gotta give props where props due, man. I feel like I did a pretty good job last week with that album, but man, I revisited the album, bumped it, and it's one of those albums that just get better with time. And I had mentioned just a few minutes ago that there will officially be no Juggalo Day weekend. And we got that information from Shaggy 2 Dope up on the Shaggy Show live on Twitch. The Shaggy Show debuted last week. He's got the Tuesday streams going from 8 to 10 p.m. and then Thursday from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., which is a random time, but pretty cool. Especially if you're at work, throw that shit on, kill some time while you're at work, listening to that. And on the first show that Shaggy did for the Shaggy Show on Twitch, he said it wasn't a seminar. He even said that it kind of turned into a seminar, but it was just him kind of breaking down what happened, what has happened, or what's going on with him, kind of what's going on with ICP and all that shit, and what's going to be going on with the Shaggy Show and all that. He was rocking the green screen. He said that the green screen is only a temporary thing, and they're remodeling the studio, what was formerly the Palcast stream room or whatever. Now it's going to be the Shaggy Show. And I got a bunch of notes here up on my phone, the Shaggy stream. And he said the live stream will have guest appearances and familiar appearances as well. People in the chat were speculating Moon Glorious, Florida Joe. If you remember the Shaggy Show from back in the day, the OG Shaggy Show, those characters on that show. He even said that he found old school Shaggy Show movie tapes. He even had it in his hand. He had like old school, the OG tapes of the Shaggy Show. They were actually going to do a movie. I remember in the Bizarre booklet back in the day that they said they were going to release the Shaggy Show. And I thought they were just going to release what they had put online onto a DVD, because there was a bunch of episodes that they put up online. And I thought they were just going to do that. But apparently they were making a movie. The Shaggy Show movie had a storyline and everything. And he has the footage for it. And he said by the time he got off the road and started editing the footage, he was just so burnt out from being on the road that the footage seemed stale. But he revisited some of the footage and he's ready to possibly edit it and put it together and maybe put it out. So Shaggy Show, the movie, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, was that ever discussed back in the day? Like I said, the ad in the Bizarre booklet, I thought it was just going to be the web shows pressed up on DVD, but yeah. He also talked about not knowing when Whoa, the Weeping Weirdo is going to drop. He just doesn't know when that's going to drop. People have been waiting for that. That was supposed to drop at Hallowicked. He initially said when he was still doing the the Shaggy and the Creep show that it was going to drop. Somebody had asked it. I posted the clip. And it was supposed to drop at Hallowicked. Didn't end up happening. And still no news on Whoa as of yet. And the news from the Psychopathic camp has been pretty slow. Rightfully so, though, right? From everything that's been going on. He said he will not participate for any Juggalo Day event. DJ Clay got a Juggalo Day event popping off in North Carolina, I believe. Actually, I meant to grab a flyer for that. To talk about on the show. DJ Clay's J-Day Jump Off. Going down. Oh, Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm sorry. February 17th, Friday the 17th. They'll be 17ing in Virginia Beach at Sandals Live down in Virginia. So yeah, you can get tickets for that. $20 for the tickets. Looking at that shit right now. And yeah, DJ Clay has his event going the fuck down in Virginia Beach. So that's dope. Go peep that shit. But Shaggy 2 Dope said he will not be participating in any Juggalo Day event. He said, let's see what else. Shaggy is doing things to preserve his mental health and to enhance his quality of life, and that he needs to make sure everyone is on the same page. He kind of addressed that people throughout the psychopathic camp have been going through various health issues, whatever they may be. You know, we all know Jay got the heart problems and all that shit. Shaggy saying he's trying to preserve his mental health, which, if I had to speculate a little bit real quick, probably led to him quitting the Shaggy and the Creep Show, the Palcast and all that. He just felt like he needed an out, and sometimes you just gotta fucking bounce out, man. I don't blame him, really. Because I know what it's like to go through that shit, and if anybody's gone through it, you know it as well. So yeah, he's doing things to preserve his mental health, to enhance his quality of life. Needs to make sure everyone's on the same page. You got to be tip-top shape, right? You got to be on your game, mentally, physically, all that shit, to do whatever the fuck it is you're doing, man. Because if you're not going to give it 100%, don't do it. Right? Sometimes I should take that advice, but is what it is. He said ICP will never break out any break up, and shouts out Violent J. So he says ICP will never break up, man. And at this point, they've been friends long before ICP, since they were elementary, middle school, possibly. I can't remember exactly when they met, going off my memory of what Violent J said in the book. But they've been friends for the majority of their lives, right? And they've been doing this ICP thing for more than 30 years at this point. So I think it would take a lot for ICP to break up. And I don't see it happening. I think they've gone through too much shit together, the two of them, to let anything happen and break that shit up. Like I said, I think something fucking really world ending would have to take place for them to break up. So yeah, he said ICP will never break up. I definitely believe that. Nobody deathly ill, no infighting within Psychopathic, anything like that. So no infighting. I think he did mention something, are there disagreements from time to time? Of course. And I think that's to be expected. Like, if you're doing something with somebody for so long, you're going to have disagreements along the way. And if they are having a disagreement, anytime recently, it ain't the fucking first time. Guaranteed. 30 years into this ICP shit, even before that, it ain't the first time. It ain't the 1700th time. And it won't be the last time. He said he can't speak on anything other than himself. So he's not speaking for anybody, about anybody other than himself, which is the way to do it. Right? Hope everything will hopefully come back on course, get back on track, and doing what the fuck they're doing. We still got the Super Live Monster 5. They still got to finish that shit out. We still got 6 more Joker's cards, right? We got the 6 of the second deck, and then 5 more for the third deck to wrap it up. This shit's far from over. Let's see, what else did he talk about on here? Needs to make sure everybody else's health is as correct as his, or at least can work healthy around people that aren't so healthy to be around. My notes might not be the best, but that's what I had written down, so I can't really expand on that because I don't remember. Everybody has mad personal stuff going on. We know about some of it. And, we just hope everybody's doing good, man. I say it all the time. Just hope everybody's doing good, staying safe. I mean that shit, man. I mean that shit. You know, when it boils down to it, we're all just fucking human here. So, yeah. Said nothing going downhill, and if it is, it will pick back up. I think they're just kind of at a standstill. I think people are just kind of, they've been doing this for so fucking long, man. They got to take a little break, man. They got to take a little break. I'm cutting major slack on this shit right now. Hate me if you want. If you wanted to hear some other shit, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm cutting slack. It just is what it is. Says some good pussy is some classic Violent J music. You know, he was promoting the new single from Violent J, said it's some classic Violent J shit, and that was his thoughts on it. We were speculating, I think last week, Shaggy was in the studio, DJ Clay's studio, posted a clip of a new song. I even posted up on Twitter saying if Shaggy 2 Dope drops a new solo album, it'll be his best yet. I'm going to stand behind that. Because I still think his best solo shit that he's done is the Fuck Off EP. And it's only 4 tracks, but it's just classic shit. But I think Shaggy has been elevating his game in recent years and just fucking killing it. Listen to him on Fearless Fred Fury, his parts on Yum Yum, and just everything else that he's been doing over the last few years, just been killing it. And he's working on a new EP with DJ Clay. He's breaking off from the Fuck Off trilogy, so no fuck the fucking fuck off, fucking fucker, fuck motherfucker, or anything like that. You know, YouTube should give me a nice little demonetization because of that little sentence right there, but it's all good. Doesn't have a title for the EP yet. We'll have 7 to 9 songs and almost done. He says he just doesn't want to do a full-length album. That's fine with me. This dude's going to put out some solo shit. Jay's getting ready to put out some solo shit. Shaggy's putting out some solo shit. Working with Clay. You know, he did Fuck the Fuck Off, motherfucker, with Clay. And there was some dope shit on there. And Clay's been on his game the last couple years, too. I don't know if this is being produced by Clay or not, or whoever. But he said 7 to 9 songs and is almost done. And he'll be releasing it in conjunction with the Shaggy Show vlogs on YouTube. So the Twitch will be the live stream. The YouTube will be the vlogs where he's doing all the crazy shit and whatnot. So you can peep that. And it'll be dropping it in conjunction with that. The Shaggy Show vlog premiere. Hard copies will be available. That's dope. I think that's the one dope thing about the underground is people will still press up hard copies. A lot of mainstream acts kind of have gotten away from doing hard copies. Some are doing just vinyl and cassette and just leaving out CDs. But the underground, and I think the way the underground supports specifically Juggalos, they'll buy the shit. So that's dope to hear hard copies will be available. He said possible solo tour in the summer with Shaggy Show cameras. So a possible Shaggy 2 Dope solo tour in the summer. And he said he'll have the Shaggy Show crew with him filming on the cameras, old school camcorder style. Or maybe just fucking iPhone style. Who knows? But that'll be dope. Shaggy 2 Dope solo kills it on the Fuck the Fuck Off motherfucker tour, right? That's when he did that tour a few years ago. Killed it solo. I mean, the first time I saw it on the Fuck the Fuck Off tour at the main room at the Palladium, man, I'm old as fuck and I love reminiscing, but Shaggy 2 Dope packed out the main room at the Palladium on the Fuck the Fuck Off tour. Packed that bitch out. And that was, I think, the first time we got to see DJ Clay and A&B. And that's when people did not like A&B and people were throwing shit at A&B. Forget who else was on that tour. But a dope show. But point being, Shaggy 2 Dope holds it the fuck down solo. Usually no hype man. Clay will come in, hyping his shit, but Clay's on the 1s and 2s. He had Trey Pound on the last tour, hyping his shit a little bit, but mostly Shaggy be up there dolo, no hype man, killing it. I love when artists do that shit. Up there by themselves, no hype man, just fucking killing it. It would be fire. And then the last note I have has a lot of old school Shaggy Show footage filmed for a movie, which we already talked about. The Shaggy Show movie. So yeah. New solo Shaggy music coming in the near future. Possible solo tour. You know, we know ICP ain't touring like they used to tour because of Violent J's health problems with his heart and all that. He's back up on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday, if I remember correctly. Go back to that graphic real quick. Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's up on the social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all that. So yeah. Shaggy Show is officially popping off, and I'm here. I'm always here for new ICP, whether it be solo, group shit, side projects, you know, riders, whatever they got going on. I'm always here for that shit, man. And I love to hear it, man. I really do. So it's dope. We got some freshness on our way. And speaking of more freshness on the way, we got Chapter 17 news. Ouija Macc with Detritus dropping April 21st, if I remember correctly. Detritus is coming. The Scrollkeepers have been getting text messages. If you called the phone number on the flyer, 702-845-1505. You are a Scrollkeeper. If you texted that number, we've been getting text messages throughout the weeks, and I've made the decision. I gave spoilers last week. I got all the notes in my phone. You know, I'll show you on YouTube real quick the notes. You know, we're getting, I will say there, you know, some possibly unreleased music is going up there. Detritus, these are all the fucking notes. Pause it if you can. Read it. If it's not blurry, it looks blurry on my end, but I'm saying that this rollout into Detritus for Ouija Macc is some of the dopest shit ever, because it's almost like a game. You know, you got to decipher all these codes that you get. I broke it down last week. I'm not going to give any more details into it because I think you should just participate in it. If you want to know, participate in it. The majority of the shit that the Scrollkeepers have got was discussed on last week's show, and it's really dope thing that he's doing. I fucks with it heavy, and it makes it fun, man. It brings back those old school vibes. It really does. It brings back those old school vibes of calling the hotlines, you know, if you remember back in the day and all that shit, man. It's really dope. So 702-845-1505 again is the number you need to be texting. And the pre-orders and merch drop for Detritus did hit the website last week, Ouija Macc's website. So you could peep or go buy that shit as well. Ouija Macc did have a live stream as well. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, and to be honest, I forgot about it until now, but I watched about the first 10 minutes of the live stream, and I did post a clip up on social media of him saying that there will be 2 albums within the Detritus album, one called Apogee and one called Refuse. I kind of wish I tuned in and check the rest of that live stream out. I'll talk about it next week. It's all good. But Apogee and Refuse are the 2 albums within Detritus. I see some people speculating that maybe the Detritus album there'll be, you know, one part is Apogee, one part will be Refuse. Maybe there will be some secret codes in the album for you to decipher and find those albums to download somewhere, I don't know. But again, to say that there's 2 albums within an album, we'll just have to wait and see. You know, when people say, you know, broken up into different parts, you could think of the way like Tech Nine does his albums. Like think of Angelic. He had Hell, Purgatory, and Heaven. Like it was divided into 3 parts. So maybe it's something like that. We'll just have to wait and see. April 21st. No singles have dropped for Detritus yet, but we're still a couple months away. I'm sure he'll drop a single or 2 before then. And I do want to give a shout out to Jiggy Fresh from Team MUJ, the Midwest United Juggalos. We've been going back and forth about the Scrollkeeper stuff on Twitter, and he actually helped me decipher some shit I couldn't figure out. The shit was mad. Shit could be kind of fucking difficult, and for whatever reason, the one thing I couldn't decode and decipher, and he helped me out with that, and that was fresh, and it's been dope kicking with him, hearing his breakdowns of the elements and all that shit to show. So shout out to Jiggy Fresh from Team MUJ. You know, Ouija got everybody out here hype for the Detritus drop, and that shit's gonna be fucking fresh, son. It's gonna be fresh. And you can pre-order it again if you haven't already. Let's get into some Magic Ninja news. No crazy news really coming from the Magic Ninja camp other than Twiztid. 3 drops in 1 month. 25 years of Twiztid audio drops in 1 fucking month. Y'all need to chill. Chill. God damn. Motherfuckers be dropping crazy shit. First it was Abominations, Wicked, and now we got Freek Show, the 25 years edition of Freek Show. Like I said, 3 drops, and with each drop, the price goes up. I noticed that when they put up the Freek Show order, I'm like, yo, this is like gone up like, I think it was $15 from when Abominations dropped. I think it was like $65 for the bundle. And then by the time Freek Show dropped last week, it was $80 for the bundle. I don't know if that's because they're working with Island and they got to try to recoup, because Island's probably going to take the money because the Island logos are on this, as they were on the previous vinyl that they did. You know, they don't own this album, so they have to work with Island Records to re-release it. But the 25 years of Freek Show edition is out. Metallic covers for all these releases. 2 editions of the vinyl. You got the split white and red vinyl on the M&E store, and then a dope, I think, red and black splattered vinyl for the record store edition. I kind of wish I had that one, or that one was the M&E store edition, but is what it is. And the gold cassettes, again, the gold cassettes are limited to 100 in these bundles, and they're selling out faster and faster every time. These gold cassette bundles, they're selling out mad fucking quick. And then you got the silver cassettes, which are dope too, and then the CDs, of course. So the Freek Show bundle is up now, and I do want to do, you know, little fucking show and tell here. You know, the metallic covers, the cassettes come with these dope OB strips. As you can see if you're watching on YouTube, the gold cassettes are just fucking killer, man. The CD right there. I'm only going to show off the Freek Show tape and CD. I got the vinyl as well. I do want to show off, actually, I'm going to show off the Abomination silver cassette, because I copped the silver cassette of Abominations. Like, the quality of these drops is fucking dope. And with the Freek Show drop, the vinyl comes with a 16-page booklet just filled with dope pictures from the Freek Show era. Go check out the Speak of Clout channel on YouTube. Mike Sears did a dope breakdown of the Freek Show booklet that came with the vinyl. Like, that booklet is super dope, man. These pressings are high fucking quality, man. the metallic, pictures, video just doesn't do it justice. I see Juggalo Collectibles post pictures and videos of these drops as well, and just you have to get it in hand to see this shit. And like I said, the gold cassettes, the Freek Show one sold out mad quick. Arguably maybe Twiztid's most popular album that they ever did. I don't know, but I know it's one of their more popular albums, Freek Show. And so maybe that's why it sold out so quick. But I mean, Wicked and Abominations all sold out, I think, within the first day, the gold cassettes. And the gold cassettes are limited to 100. So yeah. And the vinyls are 500 of each variant. And then we got 2 more drops coming from the 25 years of Twiztid audio drops. Now, I'm going off what Bull Moose says. Bullmoose.com, record store in New England. The next one to drop is going to be Mutant. And they're saying that's dropping March 3rd. And so far with their release dates, since Abominations dropped, their release dates have been correct. So according to Bull Moose, the next drop will be Mutant, and it'll be March 3rd. We'll wait and see if Twiztid moves that up or not. Maybe, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is according to Bull Moose. And then the last drop, the 5th and final drop, will be the Green Book. Classic Twiztid shit. And a great way to end the 25 years of Twiztid, in my opinion, to do it with the Green Book. And that'll be dropping Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. May the 5th be with you, right? So yeah, Twiztid's Green Book and Mutant are the next 2 to drop, with Mutant dropping March 3rd and Green Book slated for May 5th. We'll have to wait and see. They've been doing these drops every other week. Mega motherfuckers miss their rent payments, car payments, and all that shit to cop these drops. Be responsible. Like, if you can't afford it, just don't buy it, right? I don't think I should have to say that, but I probably have to say it. And let's get into some Wicked Underground news. The Horde. The end is nigh. Bukshot Boondox. Pre-orders. This Friday. The new album from Bukshot and Boondox. It's not Hell's Kitchen. It is The Horde. The end is nigh. The cover art on some fucking old school Viking shit, I think, right? That's what Vikings look like. I have to Google Vikings because I'm a fucking idiot. But that cover is fucking hard. Yeah, Vikings. Yeah, that shit is dope. And then we got the track list for it as well. And the track list looks pretty dope. We've got a couple of these songs already. We got Grimace featuring Jamie Madrox, but this is the Marauders mix. We got to get that remix in there. Then the Horde featuring Jamie Madrox, which has been previously released as well. And then what was the other song that dropped? Grimace. You got the original version of Grimace and then the Marauders mix of Grimace. Features on here: Jamie Madrox, like I said, Low Key, Kung Fu Vampire, Mr. Gray, Shy361, aka Shy1, and Monoxide. Monoxide on a song called Testaments. So he's the only feature on there, but the Posse cut on this album is going to go hard as fuck. I'm calling it right now. Blood of the Heartless, featuring Kung Fu Vampire, Low Key, Mr. Gray, and Shy1. Bukshot and Kung Fu Vampire are Double Dragon. Bukshot, Low Key, and Mr. Gray are Cabal. And then you got Bukshot, Kung Fu Vampire, Shy1, and Boondox, known as Warlock. So like 4 different groups on that one song. Actually, no, Warlock is Shy, Kung Fu, and Boondox. Right? If I remember right, I'm trying to remember the ad. But yeah, that shit's gonna be fucking. That track right there is gonna be hard as fuck. And say it all the time, but no slowing down for Bukshot and Mob Style. Just staying busy. If you haven't, you gotta go peep Bukshot When Hell Freezes, the EP that he dropped earlier this year. I think technically it dropped on New Year's Eve at his the Mob Style Christmas show. But that's a dope EP from Bukshot. The track with Zool's fire. The solo track that he has on there, the title track is fire. The song with Stevie Stone is dope. It's a dope listen from Bukshot. Go peep that shit if you haven't already. And the Horde. No release date yet, but I'm sure we'll get the release date this Friday with the pre-orders. And I'm sure there's going to be some crazy ass bundles because the Mob Style merch game is top notch. And speaking of low-key released his spring 2023 schedule. Now, if you ask me, this spring schedule is still technically winter, right? It's the February and March schedule coming from low-key. I don't think spring, at least shit in New England, spring ain't till motherfucking June in this motherfucker, right? We can get snow in May. Damn near. But his spring schedule. Looks like we're getting a couple more singles from Low Key and Batty Bat. Looks like the next one due up would be February 24th, Parasitic and Machete singles. I'm just gonna assume or speculate that will be the next Batty Bat and Low Key singles to drop. And then March 25th, we have Under the Rug and Finale of Brutality. Maybe, again, Batty Bat and Low Key singles that would be dropping. He initially said that these singles would be dropping every 2 weeks, but it looks like he's spacing them out more. We can't forget Cabal. Cabal's supposed to be dropping in June, right? We can't forget about that. But this is the Low Key 2023 spring schedule. We got some merch drops, some new masks drops, t-shirts. We have, let's see, Mission Infect weekend going down March 4th. I'm hyped for that. Love me some Mission Infect, Supergroup, Low Key, Bad Luck, Gruesome, Saint Sinna, Dubs, Dirty, Zero, Mumra. Fucking so many people in Mission. In fact, I can't even name them all. Green Villain. Fucking, there's so many people in Mission. In fact, but yeah, you get the point. Supergroup. I wonder if they're going to be re-releasing anything or putting out some new shit. We'll have to wait and see. And then the following weekend, March 10th, is Neon Sermon weekend. With on March 11th, Neon Sermon dropping a new single called Upgraded. So that's dope. And then April 1st is question marks. Who the fuck knows what's going down April 1st? April Fool's Day. Is he going to be sorry he tricked us or not? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see from Low Key. But that's his schedule for February and March going into April. And we got some news from Scum. Scum apparently went to Germany, and I don't know if he's back. I haven't seen any updates, but he's posting videos. He posted this message being stuck in Germany, trying to get through customs, back into the States, but having a bitch of a time getting through it. So hopefully he's back. Again, I haven't seen any updates. If I did, we'd be talking about that instead. So hopefully Scum has made it back safe or is making it back safe. He did take a little 2-week sabbatical. He announced it a couple weeks ago. But hopefully Scum gets back in one piece. And then we got a new project coming from Suicide Boys and Shakewell. They're going to be dropping a new project called Shameless Suicide, February 24th. And the shit is going to be dope. Suicide Boys really back on their shit. Doing, releasing a bunch of music. They just dropped Dirtiest, Nastiest Suicide with Germ. Last month? And now they're coming back this month with Shakewell. I've been wanting a Suicide Boys and Shakewell project since they did Venom. Off one of the Suicide Sagas, one of the last ones that they did. That song was hard as fuck. And this is going to be EP. It's 6 tracks. Looks like there's no features, but that's all good. Shakewell, Suicide Boys on an EP together. That sounds like it's going to be fucking dope. Dizzy Wright is getting ready to hit the road with Demrick and Jarren Benton. I have seen Jarren Benton live. Never seen Demrick or Dizzy Wright live. It would be dope if they were coming to my area, but they're not. But they are hitting the road the end of March, going to the end of April for about a month. Hitting Cali, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Utah, and yeah, that's it. Those are all the states they're hitting. A few of those states have multiple dates. You can check the tour dates for that shit. But that'll probably be a dope ass show. Jarren Benton puts on a dope show. When I bought tickets for the drive-by tour in Boston a few years ago when they did that Family Unity tour, and Jarren Benton just happened to be at the show doing his tour the same night, that was fucking dope. Got 2 tours and 1 show. That was fire. And then we got Lil Wyte and UBI of Cess Crew booking the Life's a Trip tour for April and May. So look for that. Lil Wyte and UBI of Cess Crew, they're getting ready to hit the road as well. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I thought this was going to be a short one, but damn, we're close to an hour in. That's fucking dope. Much love to everybody that's tuned in. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you. Thank you very much. And I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out. Peace.